Getting to this ferry was a doozy. Look at my face. All right, so let me straighten this. I just got to Zanzibar. I literally just walked off the ferry, and like my Airbnb is a minute from the ferry. Oh, what a day. So I just want to like update you guys in case you come here and you wonder certain things or how much things cost. I was able to take an Uber from my hotel down to the port, I guess. I ordered an Uber about an hour and a half, like an hour and 35 minutes before my ferry was supposed to leave, and 2 people canceled on me. It's like they took a long time and then they decided that they wanted to cancel, and then, oh, it's so loud right here. And then the third guy, everybody was dropping off someone and then supposed to come to me. So the first 2 canceled. The third one like sat where he was for a very long time, and I'm like Googling why would, like, is there something in Tanzania where Uber drivers keep canceling fares? And there was something, not specifically about Tanzania, but one site was like they wait until the last minute to force you to cancel because they get like a huge chunk of the money, or they just get to keep the money. And I wasn't canceling, so I got to the point where it was getting late, and I knew that it could take a long time to get to the port because of traffic. It was only like a 15-minute drive, but it ended up being like closer to 40 just because that's how driving is here. So the guy finally came. Took forever and a day to get down to the port. You get out of the car and like there are dozens of men standing there, some in like lime green vests, and they're official porters, but then there's a bunch of other men who, if they just carry your bag for you, they're expecting a tip. So I'm like shoved to this one booth, I guess, where you buy a ferry ticket. I ended up getting a $20 ferry ticket. It was 49,000 Tanzanian shillings, and it was for a 3-hour journey versus everything I looked at online said the ferry takes 2 hours. So that was mistake number 1. But they gave me like a VIP ticket, and all that meant was that I like go to a room at the top, which you saw a snippet of. Was nothing nice about it, but I am glad that 1, there was air conditioning, which I don't know how I would survive that journey, and 2, I imagine that when you're lower on the ship or cruise, what is it called? Ferry. When you're lower on there, like the rocking can really get to you. Like I can see how somebody would easily get seasick dealing with that. So I'm here, I survived. Now I'm here for 2 nights, and I got to figure out how to get to Nui Beach, which is where I'll be spending the rest of my time after I leave Stone Town. I'm in Stone Town right now. I don't think I said that. I got to figure out how to get there, and not the cheapest way, but an affordable way, because everything I'm seeing online is like a private car is $50. I read one thing from this budget backpacker who was like, you could pay like $8, but it may take you up to 8 hours to get there from here. So after the ferry, then I may have to deal with that and exhaustion. I'm like, I might just catch a plane from this island back to Dar es Salaam, because that ferry is not the move, and I'll have to pay for the taxi to get from Nui Beach back to here, and the airport is past here. So I'm gonna try everything to not go to sleep right now. I'm so tired. Like, this isn't even fun for me at this point. I'm just exhausted trying to get from point A to point B, which is one of the reasons I've avoided Africa for so long. Like, I can't just walk around cities or hop on a train to get from point A to point B. Like, you gotta go through all of this. This is not appealing to me. So I'm actually gonna go out into Stone Town. I'm gonna hydrate really quickly. I'm gonna walk around Stone Town. I should probably eat. That'd be smart. I'm gonna eat. Alright, starting my trek. Kitty cat. I'm not gonna touch it, but I love a little kitty cat. So, what I'm wearing here, these harem pants. Yep. These harem pants that I got from Thailand, I think. And a bodysuit. That's supposed to be kind of modest here, but it's too hot. I got on pants. I know I look crazy, but it is. It's kind of warm out here. I feel like I'm like the only non-Muslim woman in this whole town, and they can tell because I'm the only one with my shoulders out. Well, I saw some white women, but I've seen all of 1.5 restaurants. I've been walking around for a minute. It was like impossible for me to take my camera out walking through the market streets. I don't even know what you would call them, but it's like all these crowds of men. Everybody wants to say hello. It's just weird. This has to be what it feels like walking through India. This has to be what it feels like. Right now I'm just walking along the water. I'm not even hungry, but there's no way I'm gonna find my way back to my Airbnb once the sun goes down, so I feel like I have to eat right now. It's kind of hard to do when you have no appetite. I'm at a restaurant called Mercury's, and it's based on Freddie Mercury. I happened to just watch Bohemian Rhapsody on the plane, and I saw that he was born here, so like there's a lot of, let me show you his house. A restaurant named after him, and they're only playing Queen in here. That's what I got. I'm accepting the fact I just got some like freshly baked chips in a huge water. I'm accepting the fact that I'm gonna look rough. Wow, I look bad. For the rest of my time here, like I'm just gonna look bad and then that's it. Like I feel gross, I'm about to shower. I think it's like 6 p.m. exactly. So the first place I walked through Stone Town, wow. I don't even know what to say. I'm not gonna go back there, not because like anything happened. I mean, there are like large groups of men or just narrow alleyways and no place that I would shop, but it's so easy to get lost. Like I can't imagine being here and not having my little map that kind of I was able to look at it and get out onto a main street. That's it for the day. That is it for the day. Like this is gonna be like Dar es Salaam. The only leg up that Stone Town so far for me is having up on Dar es Salaam is that I can leave the premises and walk around. But even walking around is like kind of uncomfortable, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Like tomorrow, I did specifically bring short sleeve shirts for this area because like there's a very large Muslim population. I didn't find out until like 2 days, maybe a day and a half before I came, and someone made a video and they were like, be sure to dress modestly, and I'm like, wait, what? So that's why I specifically have on the pants today. Otherwise I'd have on some booty shorts. What else do I need to say before I like sign off for the day, because again, hot and gross. Tomorrow I have a few places that I want to go. I'll tell you in the morning, so then when I whip the camera out, because this is also a place where it's not like walking up and down the street with this camera and tripod, not a look. It's not a look. And then I already have like every single person I walk by speaking to me. So I'll tell you where I'm going in the morning, so that when I turn the video on, you'll know what you're looking at essentially. And it's kind of more touristy over near where the restaurant I was at, but I mean, I could count on both hands how many tourists I saw out. So it'll probably be different in the morning. It's very loud right here in the street. So let me go. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, guys. It is about 9 a.m. I feel like I'm gonna be fiddling with this. I'm wearing today these pants that I got from Bali, and I got a little tank top to go with it because they're so high-waisted. But again, oh my God. It hasn't even been that loud so far this morning. Like, there's been noise, but like every time I turn on this camera, there's something outside the window. And you can't even drive down this street, so it's just a bunch of mopeds. But yeah, I bought a little tank top to go with it, and obviously I won't be wearing that today. I want to see if I get even less attention by having on short sleeves. I feel like I'm gonna be super hot, so I may have to come back in early, but we'll see. Let's turn this around. So that call to prayer, I was about to completely forget about it. That was at 5:14 a.m. I didn't even know they had call to prayers in this town. But after they started happening yesterday evening, thought that was about to be another one. After they started happening yesterday evening, I figured there'd be one early in the morning. But I was thinking around 6-ish, or when the sun was actually out. But I happened to already be up. I had just woken up around 5. Sleeping is better, but I kept waking up last night, but I know that I was sleeping kind of good because when I woke up at 5, my mouth was halfway open, so I know it was kind of good. Today, the only things that I care to do in this town are, there's something called the old slave market. I haven't seen any pictures. I don't even know what that's supposed to look like, so I'm going to walk over there. But there's also something called Zanzibar Coffee House. I don't drink coffee at all. If you know me, you know that. If you've been watching this, you know that. But I mean, if they're known for coffee and supposedly have really good coffee beans, like, I still want to try it. Yesterday, I don't know if I said how I ended up at that Mercury's restaurant, but I had been like walking. I saw this one place. It technically wasn't a restaurant. It was like one of those booths where I'll point one out on the side of the street if I can with my camera out. Like, I hope there are less men out on the streets today. But yeah, I stumbled upon one of those booths, and they had like pizza, and even Mercury's had like this whole pasta and pizza section. So I'm not seeing any traditional places, and even when I walked around like the parts of Stone Town that I should not have been in yesterday, I didn't see anybody eating or like any restaurant or anything. Once I got back to the main road, I saw other stalls, but not like the ones that I'm talking about, where there was like glass in a case. I mean, chicken in a glass case. I saw two places across from each other, or two little vendors across from each other with that. But like that, it was just chicken in a glass, chicken thigh and wing. I'm glad this doesn't happen all throughout the night, because I would have been miserable last night. But it does happen until late, and then I like have the time to sleep. But yeah, that's all I saw. And then I think they had like pizza in a glass case too. So I don't know, I'm not seeing like any food places. So I may go back to Mercury's, because I think I saw, this is sad, but I saw like one thing on their menu where it said it was like Zanzibar style. So whatever that was, and I think it was vegetables, but I'll try something like that. And for lunch, I may go get that pizza just because it was cheap and I know exactly where it is. But yeah, let's get this started. First, the coffee house. It would be nice if they had food somewhere in there, because I don't know if you can tell, but I'm like not eating during this trip at all. Like, I'm not seeing places to eat. At my hotel, I only had that one meal outside of breakfast, and for breakfast I was just having toast and fruit. So I don't feel bad or anything. I would like to eat because you need to eat. So we'll see what happens today. It's kind of weird. It feels cooler in the hallway than it does in the apartment. And a moped you can rent. Sun is shining. I should go get them. All right, I'll show you guys outside, but it was very bright yesterday. I've broken a little sweat already, just doing that. Oh, the sun is bright. Perfect. Boy. This is where I'm staying. You see how easy it could be to get lost down these streets? So obviously people know that I'm foreign, but a lot less people try and talk to me today. Shoulders covered. The Americano and the Greek salad. So I just got the Greek salad because I need greens. I want some bread. I also just bought this bracelet for 10,000 shillings, which is a little over $4. I didn't negotiate as much as I would have if I were in like Bali or Thailand, just cause I had 10,000 shillings. Even though I don't want to roll low on cash, but it's probably the only souvenir I'll be getting. Okay, that is really strong. I'm gonna put some sugar in it. I hate adding sugar to stuff. But it tastes like coffee. I mean, that's all I can say. It tastes like coffee for sure. Oh, by the way, this bracelet is made out of copper, and the silver was more expensive, but they were ugly, and they were men's. So copper is supposedly good for the bones, what the guy told me. I would have gotten my mom a silver bracelet, because all she wears is silver. Okay. So I thought they just cut the lights off to make it cooler because this fan is still going, but there was a power outage. So I'm walking to the Slate market, Jumbo, trying to find some sun. So I think maybe it's because the power went out, but they forgot to charge me for my Americano. So I'm thinking.
Oh, this is fish market here.
Fish market?
Yes, like market, market. Like the spicy?
No.
Where from?
DC, America.
Ah, America.
Yeah.
Jumbo. I like the Jumbo Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which hotel is Stone Which hotel is Stone Tembo?
Near the
East.
Near what is it? The ferry.
Ah, ferry.
Yeah.
I remember.
All right. So like I was saying, they forgot to charge me. And I'm like, oh, I got a free coffee, and then I felt so bad, and then I told them, like, I can't even take the coffee. not as many stairs as I thought I would get with this camera, but I'm still getting them. Thank you. Boy. Alright, so I'm at the old slave market. You have to get a ticket. It's 11,500 shillings. Okay.
I'm going into the chambers. In your hand. And what's the steps as well?
So this is one of the 15 chambers where slaves were held. So I don't know if I mentioned it, but you have to buy, obviously you have to buy a ticket, and that ticket comes with a guide, who I'm sure you're expected to like tip at the end. So thankfully I brought a little bit of cash out of the house. But this is the slave monument. Where I just was one of the dungeons, like I said, or one of the slave chambers. Didn't expect to be doing all of this after coffee.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so sorry, I was talking with the ladies.
It's fine.
We working together on 15 pounds.
Hakuna Matata.
That's great. So this is a slave's monument.
There's a mosque next to the church. It's 90% Muslim here. Alright, so here people have been saying Hakuna Matata to me, and apparently it came from this. These pillars were installed incorrectly. The base is at the top, and they came from Italy. They're made out of marble. So when they realized that they put them upside down, the guy was like Hakuna Matata, which means just carry on instead of no worries, which it kind of means now.
And this is where this is still here, the one who said Hakuna Matata, right?
Oh wow.
He bought slaves, set them free. He translated Bible dictionary from English to Swahili.
So my tour is over. I wanted to show you guys the guide's card. He also does walking tours around the area. So I guess after you do your tour of the old slave market, then you can go with him for a walk tour around the town. And because I didn't have much cash out of the house, like I didn't feel comfortable doing that. But he was very nice, very informative. And he also mentioned, I hope you can hear me. He also mentioned there are a lot of resources in Tanzania for others to invest in, but I'm more about like, I want them to capitalize off of it and not be in debt to even more, just a bunch of African countries. They like keep going into debt with like the Chinese or other people who are bringing things to their country, but like taking over. So things like Tanzanite, gold is still very much here, and a few other things he named, but not a lot is going on. And one thing he mentioned is like Swahili may be the African language at some point. So if you're trying to move to Africa and you need to learn language, he was like, learn that one. And he like kept mentioning me possibly moving here. So I know I mentioned it, but today is much more pleasant. Like what a world of difference covering up your shoulders makes. So like everybody still wants to talk, but it's not like creepy borderline harassment. So I'm back along the waterfront. I don't know if I showed you guys this. I don't know. Like yesterday, every time I tried to walk down here, there was someone trying to talk to me. But these are the little stalls that I said have little finger foods. This one kind of doesn't, but there are more that look like this that sell like pizza and stuff. I found a little path to stroll because everybody is like crowded on that side, or they're in the shade on that side. I do wonder why there are so many like large groups of men standing around, because I don't see large groups of women. But I'm tired of saying jumbo, y'all. Like nobody's I don't know, people are trying to like get you to let them be their tour guide, but like everybody just wants to say hi. And then there's some people who like follow along, but they still are like following, trying to, what do you want to see? You know, I'm an official tour guide, would you like that? Like that's it. Everybody wants to say hi. As an introvert, ooh child. But right now I just been walking around for like the last hour. Mambo. Oh, okay. So he's like waiting for me to finish talking so he can offer me a tour. This water is so pretty.
I think it's so nice people.
So there's a slight breeze coming up off the water. So like I assumed that guy just wanted to offer me a tour. There's gonna be an event tonight. I think they have a night market. It's Friday, so probably. But yeah. I feel like I don't really feel like going in, but I feel like I should go take a little break before I come back out and get something to eat. There's a little island over here where everybody, when you walk from where I just came from, everybody's like, do you want a boat to the island? I guess there are some turtles over there, but I don't really care to do that. And then I'll be on the beach for the rest of my time here starting tomorrow. Okay, let me zoom out. So I actually need to see where the guy wants me to meet him. I don't know if I told you guys that either. Like there's a WhatsApp number on the door of where I'm staying for a taxi driver. He said he's gonna charge me $30. As far as I knew online, it's like $50 to get to the beach I'm going to. I'm pretty sure it could be much cheaper, but I saw all online it'll be like $50 for a taxi. He said 30, so I'm taking him up on it. I wonder how much it'll cost to get back, and then for me to get my ferry to go home when I finally leave, or ferry to go back to Dar es Salaam. Then I'm gonna try to get an Uber to the airport, but I am like speaking very far in advance. So yeah, I guess when I eat later, I may just come down here for a pizza, just because it's quick and cheap and I know where it is, but that's probably gonna be it. And then in the morning, I'm headed to Nungwe Beach.